All right, everybody, welcome to Military Grade Metal. Today on the agenda, we've got Parkway Drive, Random Talk, What Does Metal Do for You? We're going to go over our pre-jump playlist, which is all of the jams that we love to get pumped to before we go on a jump. Then we're going to go yay or nay with Shitload of Money by Sonata Arctica. And then we're going to get into our interview with David Marshall of Without Image, local to San Antonio, and then we're going to wrap this thing up.
Dankeschön. Danke. Bucket, have you had a good time? That is all that fucking matters. Thank you guys so fucking much for having us. Danke a million fucking times. Thank you. Okay. Ready, lads? All righty. We have one more for you. One more, and then it is done. You guys still got some energy left? Guys over there, are you all good? Up the back, you got some energy for me? Oh shit. Okay, here's how we're gonna play it. Last song, this is real simple. If you can hear my voice right now, get your hand up. Fucking get both of them up, get both your hands up if you can hear me. Oh shit, yes. Keep them up, keep them up. Here's how it works. If you have your hand up, I'll count to 3. Get your fucking feet up as well. This one's called bottom feeder. 1, 2, 3, jump. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, yes, yes. Oh. Let's fucking go. Bring it. you know I wanted to play for you tonight? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This has been the best show I have ever played in my whole fucking life. Alright, one little bit left. One little bit left. Are you with me? Are you ready? Okay, last time together. Give me your hands. Give me your hands. Give me your hands. Oh yes, you know. Everybody, 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 everybody. Let's fucking do this. What can you ready? You can't escape the snap, you're not alive. Yes, yes, yes. Jump, jump, jump. Jump, 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 jump. Slow motion, slow motion. You fucking bottom feeder! Take your pocket! The pleasure is ours! On Parkway Drive! We'll see you again! Peace! Be safe!
Yep.
Okay.
Our kick-ass intro song today. Of course, it had to be from Vakken, Rhett's favorite place on the face of the planet.
So I'm just going to kind of slide back here for one of my several Vakken shirts.
And he's got a Vakken t-shirt on today.
So I don't know if you've known this. If you've listened to the first two episodes, you may not know that I'm kind of a Vakken fan.
Fanboy.
I'll probably leave Vakken 2026, which is where we will be right there again. Yeah.
I don't think Rhett's ever going to leave Vakken 2026. I think we're going to go there and his house is going to become a tent on the festival grounds.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. In the back of the Volkswagen Golf that we're going to rent.
Yeah. And speaking of the damn Vakken, you got all the videos coming through and we've got Parkway Drive coming up. Every time I see a Vakken video from you, it's fucking Parkway Drive and they're crushing it. And I am super stoked for this show.
Well, you just saw a bottom feeder. Holy crap. Do you see that crowd? Dude,
they're nuts.
It's insane. And that entire concert, like there's people in freaking wheelchairs crowd surfing. And they're crowd surfing like hundreds of meters from the back. They're not crowd surfing like 10 feet. I mean, even at the beginning, one of the songs, the bass player busted his knee, so he's in a wheelchair. And I'm glad he actually pulled it off pretty well because Axl Rose looked really douchey whenever he was busted his knee. And he was a lead singer for AC/DC. Remember that? And he's sitting there in his big giant throne with his foot up in a cast. And I could have swore he was singing and eating at the same time. I just remember ham sandwich flopping all over the place. He's smashing his hand during every song.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, AC/DC's doing their thing, right? But he's just sitting up there. That's a tragedy right there.
Yeah.
But this crowd, he pulled it off. His mom pulled him out onto the stage and then got into the crowd, and the crowd surfed all the way back to the sound booth. How cool is that? Like,
that's fucking sick.
Yeah. And you trust everybody there to not, I don't even want to know. But
crowd surfing has got to be one of my favorite things ever. When I was at I took Gabby with me to Blue Ridge Rock Festival, and it was the best of times and the worst of times. You know, I put us in a real bad spot for August Burns Red, and we had to exfil. But yeah, dude, there was a guy in a pickle suit that crowd surfing from the back to the front. And it's different than your local venue because, like you said, you're going for 50 to 100 meters at a time. And once you're up there, you're up there until you either fall through or they get you to the front. Steve-O came out, and the big thing on his day was he came out to introduce Kill Switch Engage, and then he took his shirt off and he crowd surfed to try to see if he could get COVID. So, Steve-O, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I made you in the last episode when we did show the video of me crowd surfing with shirt belt, right? The shirt belt, you got to get one. They're trademark.
They lead the way.
Yeah, it's just a belt. And I made a huge faux pas. I still have my glasses on whenever I crowd surfed. Did you never crowd surf with your wallet in your back pocket and your glasses on? I mean,
you got lucky that you retained glasses ownership.
Yeah, what would really suck is like, oh yeah, it was the greatest concert ever because you're already spending like hundreds of dollars on swag, right? And then I'm gonna spend another $400
hundreds of dollars on swag. We can really dive into a good conversation there.
Gosh, that would have been tragic. But yeah, so Parkway Drive at Vakken, insane crowd. Insane lineup. Every song there was freaking epic. Their intro was epic. They come out of some armored vehicle, some European armored vehicle, and then walking through the crowd. And,
dude, that's fucking sick, man. And you know what? They've been a thing, honestly. I'm really excited because I remember, I'm gonna say 10 plus years ago, because I'm sure it's way more than that. But back when the Lynchburg metal scene was really going on for me, they had a song out called Smoke 'Em If You Got 'Em. Mm-hmm. And dude, it was so heavy. And then now, way later down the road in life in general, they're still present. They're still very relevant. And we're going to be going to see them at the Tobin Center.
I mean, they weren't even on my radar until a buddy of mine, Jim, we were stationed out in the desert in Death Valley at National Training Center together. And he's like, let me tell you about this band. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then from there, it was just addicted. And and they keep coming out. These new albums, they keep coming out, which just get better and better and better.
They're one of those bands. They're one. Yeah, I always have Mega.
I love
Mega side.
I don't know why
what? If there's something military about this podcast, this is it. I remember a real good smoking that I got one time, and this goes great with random talk, I think. But we were about to go on deployment, and I had a ripe spitter. I mean, I had like a 2-weeker I was working on, right? Where it's full all the way to the top. There's no answer to that question.
Why?
Right?
Why?
There's no answer to that. So, why ever I had it, it was ready. It was ripe. And we were about to deploy. So I was probably getting my last glob in, and I thought I twisted the cap on great. For some reason, I was in my platoon sergeant's office while this was going on. So I opened the closest drawer to me, put it in there, and we're talking Dr. Pep. All right, so we're talking a dark soda. This is important.
Yeah.
So we deploy. Okay. If anyone, let's go into the details of what I mean by a ripe spitter. So, dude, you get a spitter that's been sitting out. You know how a protein shaker smells after a while?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Same thing with saliva.
Stank.
Oh, it's rank, dude. So we deployed. We kicked a bunch of ass, and then we come back, and everybody, the mood is great, back at the place, and we're unpacking, and you just hear our platoon sergeant just like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, this train wreck! Watching just train wreck.
Oh man, it was he thought he had left himself a Dr. Pepper in his desk drawer.
Yeah.
And not only you know how when you do things and something's out of the norm, but you keep doing it? Like, I'm sure when he opened that, he was like, wow, one of these privates needs to clean this motherfucker ASAP. He probably just thought it was stinky, like in the office or something. Dude, he took a sip of that thing. And yeah, it was a bad day for me. It was a really, really bad day for me.
This is Kodiak. I know this is Mark. Mark, get your ass in here. This is Kodiak.
Instantly knew who it was. Like immediately out of the 6 privates that it could have been. There was no question that Mark Tomlin was the culprit here. I think me and an uninvolved poor private ranger buddy of mine spent about 2 hours running around the motor pool with our fucking radio mounts above our head.
Yeah, of course, because that is a thing. That's obnoxious. It's come on. This comes with a lack of experience, right? This is where wisdom comes in. You really need a small spitty. It's the same thing as when I see soldiers walking around carrying a gallon jug of water with them.
Oh man,
I'm like,
I would almost rather see a Camelback than a gallon jug of water.
But dude, by the time you get halfway done with it, you've been holding this thing with your stanky, sweaty hand. So now you're drinking piss water. It's hot. It doesn't make any sense. There's no efficiency here. Just get a smaller bottle and refill it regularly. It's not like we keep you away from things for a long period of time. That's what big 5-gallon water jugs are for in the back of your trucks or wherever you're at, because you just pour in there and they're still somewhat cool. It's just disgusting.
Or get you a military grade metal Nalgene bottle.
That's right. Yeah. Coming out soon. Yeah. They'll be in our Play Store. Yeah. Right next to the
Mark, how did you think about that? Yeah. Ooh, those hats really are sick. But yeah. Mark, how did y'all come up with the Nalgene bottles? Well, we were talking shit one day. Next thing you know, we're the proud owners of 500 Nalgene bottles.
Yeah. And for those of you that are just diehard hell bent on carrying around a gallon of lukewarm water, we will have the giant Nalgene bottles for sale.
Like, what are they? 5 gallons? Those blue. Remember in Korea, we had the water dispensers everywhere.
Yeah.
We just need a 5-gallon Nalgene bottle.
Lug
military
that
grade.
Yeah. Just awful.
Oh, this is all right. I'm reading on our notes here. And so, we've been slammed over here. So one of the cool things that I did want to talk about today is local San Antonio music scene, right? Later on in the episode, we're going to air our interview with David Marshall from Without Image.
Yep.
And Friday night, I had my first local live sound gig. It was out at a place called Bourbon and Branch, close to like the north side of the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Really cool bar. It was packed. It was almost full. I did sound for a band called Haywire, and they're your metal / rock cover band. Like, they do songs that everybody knows. They had some Godsmack in there. They had some freaking Breaking Benjamin in there, which is pretty cool. But yeah, fun time out there. I really got to see a different side of the local shows. I think everything that you and I have been to up until this point has just been so large.
Yeah.
Hey,
did you see that response from one of the fans on our page? Asked if Godsmack was considered metal, yay or nay. Whew. Yeah, you got to check out that text, because I responded quickly with yes, and there is a new song by Godsmack that I think we're gonna have to check out, because they're getting older, and they're
getting less metal.
Maybe, and I think that's the discussion we got to have. I was watching the new song called "Surrender" by Godsmack. Mm-hmm. You know what? It's still got it, but. Now we're going to get into our yay or nay. When we get into our yay or nay today, we're kind of crossing some lines here, because instead of just, hey, is this band metal, yay or nay? It's we're gonna keep. There's so much. Everything is yay or nay. Everything's up for judgment.
Right.
That's what social media does, is judge, and it doesn't matter anyway. But playing some Godsmack, we may have to do that later. Did you get any video or anything of this band? And what was the name of the band again, so we can give them a shout out?
Yeah, it was Haywire, and they got their Facebook is Haywire SATX. Same thing on Instagram, I think. And man, I'm telling you, they're active. I had people during the show coming up to me asking for business cards.
Nice.
Yeah. Good push. Yeah, they were coming up asking for business cards. I got them for them. They were wanting to book them. And I caught a conversation like with them and one of these interested drunk people, right? And it was yeah, they're booked. I mean, they were like, yeah, we'd love to come out and play, but you've got to reach out to us about 6 months in advance.
Hey,
And
that's
I
a good
was
problem
like,
to have,
shit.
man. Hey,
Yeah,
put up
absolutely.
their info up right here, right there. Put their info right there.
It's there.
Okay.
It's
I like
there.
that. I dig it. That's awesome.
Let's we hit on something that's about to be super fun. I'm probably the most excited about this for today.
Yeah.
Out of everything. Let's go right into yay or nay.
Okay. Let's skip over to yay or nay.
Because you're right, it's different this time in that we know that the song is metal.
Yeah.
It is metal. Is it metal? Yay. It's fucking metal. But now we're into acceptability.
Was it a wise decision, one, to write this song and think that it was good enough for your album?
Mm-hmm.
And two, what kind of mushrooms were you on? Is there a brand of mushrooms? I don't know. There was something going on in your life to make you want to write this song. And so we're going to go into A Shitload of Money by Sonata Arctica. And so
and I'm going into this completely blind too, Rhett. So
you haven't watched this yet, right?
Not yet. So
okay,
I'm gonna share out the screen and get us set up.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know, the reason we're waiting to click share on the screen is because we're getting smarter. We're getting podcast smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mediocre.
No, we are.
Yeah.
We are. Okay. Yeah, mediocre. we're getting podcast mediocre.
Yeah, we'll get there someday.
Jeez.
All right. Because you see,
I know.
Really got to get through these commercials. So, okay, it's going to take a while to lead in. Okay, but
that's okay. Ooh,
and this is my style. This is my style too, right?
So far, yeah, yay for me. I'm wondering if you were maybe off your gourd when you were thinking nay.
I don't know.
I'm going both headphones on this.
Yeah. Well, you got to be. Wait till you get to it.
Yeah, there's got to be something catastrophic coming up here.
Okay. I just remember reading a review on this.
It's like boo.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey. Yeah.
We're getting there.
Here we go.
Oh my God. Rhett.
She got a shitload of money.
Man, I should not sing.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, it's an acceptable form of exercise in art.
Shitload of money, he said.
Okay.
Look, this guy is smacking the King Diamonds over here, dude.
And now we go into the guitar solo.
With the face fucking melter. Oh my God, do you see my face?
Yeah.
It's melting off.
That guitar's legit, huh?
I'm getting some real Motley Crue vibes from this.
Yeah.
What? Shitload of money.
Look at that. We're breaking our timing.
I don't know. We're breaking all sorts of things.
This band is so positive all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Rhett.
All the time. Yeah.
I had to get us back to normal screen because we're about to have a fucking conversation.
So we had a couple of glitches there as a video played throughout, but I'll let you edit that if need be.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You ready? We need to have a heartfelt conversation here.
Gotta have a heartfelt conversation here because we both
Okay.
know the truth. We both know the truth. Is this
You're freezing
song?
up. Hold on. Okay, so let's get into this. I think Mark, I feel like counseling's coming up. You're going to counsel. We're going to have a conversation.
Oh, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to have a very serious conversation because I think what's going on here, Rhett, is that both of us deep down know the truth. And the truth is that if Sonata Arctica was on stage at a bar and we were in the correct
environment,
if we if we were in the correct environment and they were playing, we would have a blast. Now, yes, no doubt. Now, is this song cornier than my morning shits? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes.
Now,
however,
I went into this like I tried to sway you and influence you immediately. Like I told you about it. I'm like, I'm probably going to go nay on this. I really tried hard to influence you. And
very hard.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, all right, look, obviously I think everybody knows I'm giving them a yay.
Okay. All right. You giving them a yay?
Yeah. Howard, talk me through how you're feeling, Rhett, because I feel like, yes, in the beginning, again, corny, absolutely. But by the end of it, I'm over here like, shitload of money. You know?
Very true. And you know, that whole album, her name is in stone or something like that. I have to look it up again. But the album itself was really good. Right?
Really?
And the whole album was really good. And this song just didn't seem to fit. And then, of course, I read some reviews, which is always dangerous, right? You should,
very dangerous.
That influences you, just like I tried to, give you some baseline bias. And
you were trying to shoot the old MK Ultra over at me, man.
Well, yeah, that is true, but which is good though, because this is going to line us up for, I think, no, not next week, but week after next. I got something lined up for you that I think is going to blow your mind because you promised not to watch it, and hopefully you've already forgotten about it because it's going to be. I don't know what to do with this song. It's just I don't know what to do with my little tiny hands, and
I think caught a tiny hint of what may be to come next week, and I've got to tell everyone. Get ready because the party is coming at you hard.
I apologize. Hard. I should not have this much time off. I should not have this much time to research the interwebs because sorry for everyone, but I've already figured it out. I told Mark what we're going to do. He is under duress. Blink 3 times if you're under duress, Mark. And we're yeah, it's gonna be great. However, in fact, we got a bunch of stuff coming up because we're gonna do. We got some tributes to some friends that have already started out strong, being our biggest fans, and so we're gonna make sure that our fans are being recognized and we get after what they want to get after. Like Metal 101. I got friends that, again, they're under duress. They're like, we don't listen to metal and. So, but the first question was, how do I get into metal? That's a great question. Great question. So we're going to do Metal 101. We're going to start Metal 101.
Absolutely. And the beauty of it, Red, is you can dip your toe in if you want. There's definitely bands and songs out there that are for sure yays in the metal world, but might give you a little bit more ease of access into the metal side of yourself. You know what I mean? Or if you're super awesome, you could just dive head first in. I think Metal 101 is going to be informative for everyone.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, you're going yay. I'm going to stick with my nay. That song is just not going to do it for me. But I do want to branch off here because we need some input here from the crowd as you listen to this. Okay, last night or the other night when Mark was at doing that sound gig, right? Mark gave himself a nickname. You gave yourself a nickname, Slam,
Yeah, I
And
wanted
so-
to clarify that. I wanted to clarify on all of that, okay? Because yes,
Clarify
There-
away, brother.
there are two facts in that sentence. One of them is that I did obtain a nickname at this show, and that nickname is in fact Slam. Okay. So literally all night when people wanted me, you could sit at my little table where I had the computer and just hear, "Hey Slam, get over here," and I would be like, "Yeah, dude, yeah, I'm running over there." But dude, so okay, yes, the half fact here is how I obtained the nickname, right? So I get there, we're waiting on things, we're trying to set up what we got, waiting on different pieces of equipment to show up, whatever. And I met the bass player, also named Mark, super fucking cool dude. And immediately everybody was like, "Hey, what's your name?" I said Mark. They're like, "Oh, no, that's not gonna work out." So I was like, "Okay, well, what do we got?" And they were like, "Well, are you into metal?" They were telling me about this podcast. "What kind of music do you like?" And I was like, I said, "If y'all are into metal, like metalcore or slam," and they were like, "Slam it is." And I was like, "Slam it is."
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I got Slam. I didn't argue. Don't get me wrong. Okay. Because I thought Slam was a kick-ass nickname. But yes, I did get the nickname Slam at this show.
And Slam is okay, I guess. So yay or nay, I'm convinced yay, you gave yourself your own nickname, and that's
See, we're gonna be battling. We're gonna be battling. This is just like the time where, all right, so I give my whole family a really hard time about missing deer in the woods, right?
Uh-huh.
So one morning I was out there, Rhett, and I had a shit day. I mean, just nothing. Squirrels fucking in the distance, just that's about all I got,
Yeah,
right?
birds farting and rabbits humping. That's all there is.
Birds farting. I saw a turkey fucking fly. Who knew?
And you couldn't shoot him. It wasn't season.
Who fucking knew?
Yeah.
So, but I also about 10:30, I was cold as hell, and I was like, all right, it's not happening today. So I stood up to piss, got through the whole piss, got through the whole pee-pee, and I look in front of me, and there are two deer just staring at me. Just
looking at your
looking at the dangle. And I was like, all right. I picked up my 308 and I shot both of them, right?
Okay.
So I shot them, they run off, and I was like, fuck. I was like,
your pants are still around your ankles, which is another thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why you feel obligated, especially when you stand up next to me at a urinal. You feel obligated to drop your trowel all the way down to your ankles.
I'm a full ankles guy.
That's just weird, man.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, it's free. It feels it's a freeing feeling.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
guess so. So anyway,
I take my shirt off when I poop.
That's probably a good idea.
You know, it just So anyway, I shoot these deer, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, dude, they were like fucking 15 yards away from me. I smoked both of these deer. Okay. So, but they run off. A deer will amaze you. I'm telling you, they ran up the hill. So I get down, I go up the hill. I find the first one standing and eating with her guts hanging out. And I remember just sitting there like, holy shit.
Wow.
That is the most metal shit I've ever seen in my life. So I put her out of her misery, right?
If she had middle finger, that's her flipping you off right now.
Oh, it would have been a oh yeah. And
I'm enjoying it.
I mean, she looked at me once and just went right. Yeah, I mean, it gets, if we go into it, it gets a little sad,
it gets dark.
Anyway, man. I put her in her misery and designated her for the freezer, right?
Okay.
And I saw the little blood trail of the other deer going off over to wherever. And it should be noted that this is on the property. I was right on this property line, right? So I hit Dad up, and Dad comes over, sees me with one deer, and he knows he heard 3 shots, right? I mean, every time you shoot in the woods, somebody shot. So
absolutely, yeah.
He comes over, he's like, "Oh, never miss, huh?" And I was like, we need to go find, there's blood right there. I did not miss this fucking deer, right? So yeah, dude, I went off on a tangent there, but there's a big story about how people never miss God damn it, Rhett. I lost it.
Yeah. Okay.
We were talking about
this
Slam.
Is one. Yeah, Slam. We're talking about Slam. Yeah. So you make fun of everyone when they go deer hunting and miss, and so
Yeah.
okay, this was a great story, and it needs to stay in the podcast because, I mean, minus the fact that you made me cry because you killed Bambi staring at you with their guts hanging
Rhett's
out.
got weird feelings about deer.
I don't know why, but going back to Slam, yay or nay? I say no. I'm going to stick with my thing. You gave yourself the nickname. That's a yay.
Oh,
Can you give yourself a nickname? Nay. Now,
Yeah.
what I do want though is people in the chat, right? Whether you're on YouTube or you catch us up on Insta or Facebooks, wherever, tell us what you think of Slam, because I think I'm going to make our first military grade metal T-shirts say Slam on them somewhere.
Oh shit!
And that, because I you know what? If this is real, I want you to own that freaking nickname, because I think it's that, because you know what? If your Tourette's would have gone off, you would have been like, Corn, shit. You would have made something up.
Well, but I'm telling you, okay, yeah, no, there's no more need. there's no more need for discussion. People in the comments, let us know if you like Slam. I grew to love it.
Okay. All right.
I love it. That may be because I made it up myself.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. I think that's the whole point of this conversation. But okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, so with that, do we want to go ahead and talk what does metal do for you, or do you want to go into our pre-jump list, or what do you want to talk about?
You know what's funny is I think what metal does for me leads right into pre-jump list.
Okay.
So so what does metal do for Mark Tomlin? That is such a great, I've been waiting for this question so much. Little fact about me. I can hear a song with no lyric. It doesn't even have to have a message, right? It could just be music or a certain chord progression. And because of what it makes me think about or the way that it sounds, it can pull emotion out of me, right? So metal, what does metal music do for me? It pulls out all the emotions I like. You know what I mean? It's if I want to listen to jams that get me really amped and pumped up, plenty of metal jams for that. Yeah. If I want to listen to thought-provoking jams, I can listen to metal songs. There's plenty of metal songs that the lyrics will just blow your freaking mind. There's plenty of metal songs where the lyrics won't blow your mind, but where they will also. And then you mix that in with some epic guitars, and I'm just a sucker. I feel like there's a band, a sub-genre, and a style of metal for almost every situation.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And again, it's the situation, right? Getting ready to, roll into combat, or, as you're going somewhere and you got your speaker blaring in your Humvee, you got the whole team pumped up, you're getting laser focused, or if I'm getting ready to go to bed, I love listening to Cannibal Corpse when I go to sleep, because I'll put my headphones on and it puts me right to sleep.
Another good nighttime metal jam is Cradle of Filth, Nymphetamine. Okay.
All right. I'll have to check it out. Yeah. And then, I'm a big Amorphous fan, if you can't tell with all the stuff behind me, but I'll crank some Finnish metal. It just puts me right. I like, because it overwhelms my senses. Yeah. And so instead of, making me nervous, I feel like I'm being wrapped in this cocoon of music, and now I'm safe and I can just relax. Right. Yeah. And I don't have to worry. I don't have to be on guard or anything. So I like it because it makes me relax. However, there's some other times whenever it gets pretty exciting. Let's I remember this one time where I got my headphones on and I'm we're downrange.
Are we talking? Okay. So this is going to be pre-combat then. You talked earlier about any situation. You nailed it with the pre-combat. So your ritual before you either get on the bird or get in the trucks, right? Everybody has their thing that they do. You get in the ready room, you're getting your kit and everything ready. And for me, I just can sympathize with you on the pre-combat playlist, because I had one and it started off every time with When Darkness Falls by Killswitch Engage, and I got So pumped. Also on, like we were just talking about, it is a must-have jam on my pre-jump playlist. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. There's no better feeling. Well, I'm young, but I'm also a bitch. there is no better feeling than jumping out of an airplane. Don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
But I will straight up tell everyone on here that every single time I'm sitting down after JMPI, or I'm ready to get, or I'm on the bird ready to jump, I could easily on a dime, if I wanted to, throw up.
Yeah. So I have my first song of my pre-jump list, and I said this back when I was in high school, which kind of dates me, that the first time I ever jump out of an airplane, I'm going to get pumped up and be listening to Sepultura, Dead Embryonic Cells.
Oh, man.
And so, and listen to the first 30 seconds of this song. That is what I wanted to play my first time jumping out of an airplane. Well, I go to airborne school at Fort Benning, Georgia, and they won't let me play.
Yeah.
You don't get to put your earbuds in and listen.
No,
on your way,
it's way too safe there.
Yeah. So
you are not
I was
going
kind of
off
bummed
that
out about
plane.
that.
You're not leaving that aircraft with anything but what they fucking give you at airborne school.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is it. And what they give you is a old ass 1950s fucking rifle case and your rucksack.
Yeah. Well, so I was kind of bummed out about that. And of course, my first, I think it was the night jump. I forgot to untie my rifle. So my 2x4 that's in the rifle case went right up my armpit. And I had this nasty bruise under my armpit, and I'm left-handed too, so it's on my left side.
They don't even give you a gun.
No, because they know you're going to do stupid things like what I just did and not untie it.
Yeah.
So now it's not in front of me, right? Now it's still stuck under my armpit and just ripped my armpit to shreds. And
Did you hit with it in your pit?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Well, because, so I when I released my rucksack, I was waiting for that, was it 50 yards, 50 meters where the rucksack dangles?
50 was the, yeah.
And so I'm waiting for that tug.
In order to jettison, you jettison at 50.
Yeah. So I jettison my rucksack so it drops and hangs, and I'm waiting for that tug, because that's what they taught me in airborne school. And this is my first night jump ever. No tug. I'm like, what the hell? Did I just lose my rucksack?
We're riding this puppy in, baby.
Oh my God. So apparently I pulled my rucksack at 49 or less meters. And then as I'm metaphorically scratching my head, forgetting to untie my rifle, forgetting everything clearly, right? I think I spent the entire jump just like pulling my risers apart.
You did do one thing right. Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. Well,
you did do one thing correctly. You landed. You didn't land correctly. You didn't land correctly at all. No. That's not what you did right. What you did right was you didn't anticipate the ground.
Nope. I completely forgot that one little piece that they tell you and they ingrain into you, anticipate the landing. So my PLF, there was no PLF, no parachute landing fall whatsoever.
Yeah. No, they don't anticipate the land. You're supposed to keep your eyes on the horizon and let it be a surprise.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
So you did that right. You were preoccupied with other things.
Yeah, I was trying to get, completely forgot about that whole rifle business.
This from the same man that does a straight up front flip out of a Chinook on my first jump with you in Korea.
Okay, now that is on YouTube, and luckily I'm not tagged on it because it's the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. And people watch that and they're like, if they've never jumped out an airplane before, like, well, it was out of the back of a Chinook. And I'm right there on camera being a dumb idiot. And, I stumble front flip because I'm expecting some kind of prop blast because, why not?
Wait, was that your first? That was your first 47 jump?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Nice.
And, no, it was no. Well, maybe. I don't know. But it was our Korean friendship jump where we got our Korean jump ones, right? But remember we did the re-enlistment on the Chinook. We had AFN there. And so I go out and I remember going upside down like a dumb idiot. Thank goodness I went out at an angle and I had my feet and knees together. Otherwise, I would have been dead. And then, if I'm not mistaken, you assholes took a picture of me inverted upside down. Thank God. The only thing that saved me is that I had my eyes open, because had I had my eyes closed, that's a night jump, right? And you guys would have made even more fun of me for having my eyes closed.
Oh yeah,
And-
yeah. And
yeah.
well, and the fact that you rotated was actually because you lived and you didn't get decapitated.
Oh my God.
Because you made it through that, the fact that you had twisted sideways was actually great for the camera. Because we got to see the whole flip go down as it happened. Yeah, that was insane. I remember when it was like as soon as I got pulled over to Sycor, we had a jump already rolling. Like people were trying to get on the chalk. And that's one of the big reasons we had talked about for you to pull me over was to get back on jump status and, be cool again. So
that was important to you. That was really important to you at that time, even though your back was completely torqued up. But you thought it was important to jump again. I don't know why, but
it was great
your
because
ego.
It was 100%. Yeah, 100%. but the drop zone in Korea was decent. I ended up landing in these super soft briars that were just real great. But I might have got a couple of little bleedy pokies, but at the end of the day, my legs weren't broken. I liked that drop zone. I felt bad for the people that slammed into the mountain though.
Or got stuck in the trees. Because they dropped them. But that drop zone was tiny. It was like 7 jumpers at a time.
Oh, super duper small. Definitely 10 or less in the chalk for sure.
I remember when we did the C-130 jumps, the tailgate jumps. I'm like, hey, jump master, please put me in the first chalk because I'm gonna throw up. I can't. There's not enough Dramamine in the world, and I'm gonna throw up in the back of that C-130 as we're doing corkscrews in the sky, right? And they're like, yeah, whatever. Everyone says that because they just want to get it over with. I'm like, hey, I'm warning you. And they're like, yeah, whatever. You're on chalk number 4. I'm like, okay.
All righty.
I'm like, I'm going to throw up. And they're like, throw up in your shirt. Like, throw up in your shirt. And I'm like, we're up there. And I'm like, I had a full breakfast. So I knew I was going to throw up. I might as well, right? And, because I'm like, hey, dude, I'm jumping out of this airplane. I'm going to throw up in it. And then I'm going to jump out of it. And you're going to be 300 miles away, hosing this damn thing out and having a bunch of Air Force dudes yelling at you. I'm okay with that. Okay. Because especially since you put me in the 4th chalk, you kind of brought this on yourself.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to be on the ground doing your own thing, and they're going to be in the air doing their own thing.
Yeah. Ridiculous. So, that was quite an experience. But, as then I was able to start listening to, back to my airborne pre-jump playlist. I was able to start rocking out because, after Sepultura, Dead Embryonic Cells, my next one was Five Finger Death Punch, Wash It All Away. And that's at the time when you and I run Jump Status, I think that's right when it came out, I think.
I had another jam of theirs too, right when it came out. Speaking of like Five Finger Death Punch jams from back in that time period, dude, it was right after I broke my back. Like right after I broke my back, we had a super cool mission coming up, right? That I really wanted to go on. And I remember, dude, like I took a good week or two and I was asking the other government agency guys, like, timeline, people that had hurt their back, hey, when am I going to be able to, when are these random sharp pains going to kind of subside? You know what I mean? Or can I work my back out and get through it? And really the answer is it all just depends on what happened to your back. And in my case, I just had a bunch of nerves being pinched off. So anytime I would move in a certain way, it would send that pain up. And over time, you kind of get used to it a little bit, but it's still, it'll grab you up. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So I had put my kid on and I was trying to get ready for potentially being able to go out on one of the cool ops that we had planned. Right. And I just couldn't do it. But I was super stoked to be able to jump again and land in some soft briars that kept my back intact.
Oh, those MC6 parachutes were nice.
They were super nice. I loved, even though the toggle ability isn't what you think, like, no, you're not going to steer yourself in a forward motion to a place, but you can control your rotation. And when that would come into landing, that's huge.
Yeah, it is. Because then, it's like that whole soft landing where you land standing up and then you see someone on the ground staring at you. And I got that NCO giving me the stink eye and I've landed, I look, I see him, then I fall. right? And
Yeah.
I fake a PLF because I don't want to get in trouble. You're supposed to PLF. You're not supposed to land on your feet.
I remember when we were out there on that jump, Rhett, so this particular drop zone had like a turf soccer field or something right beside it or something like that. So I remember I was waiting. I still hadn't even. Korea was awesome, dude. You didn't even like throw your shit on until your chalk was about to get on the bird. So we were just hanging out, watching all the people jump, and I was sitting right at the edge of that soccer field, and somehow this dude floated way close to us and landed in there. But he tried to do a standing Johnny, I'll call it. And he went feet, knees, face.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
See, the Koreans, they got it figured out, right? They wear those big, giant, thick snowman suits.
Oh yeah,
those puncture-proof snowman suits, and then they're wearing football helmets, full face guard football helmets, because their mission is to jump into trees, and you need to not get punctured and stabbed with that, right? So they're going to jump into a wood line because that's actually what they want to drop into, so they're better hidden from the enemy. So, but not us. And that's just smash your face right in. Oh, just awful.
You're gonna get pummeled if you try to do a standing Johnny, man. I never had the balls to do it. I would always like really feel like I was coming in super soft, but as you get closer to the ground, things get faster. Do you ever notice that? Yeah. Like you come out the bird and you're like, it's just so quiet and beautiful, and you're looking around. You're like, man, I don't know that there's a more badass feeling other than like some deployment scenarios. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I loved jumping. I was a total bitch. Don't get me wrong. Every single time I was thinking about every bad thing that could possibly happen. But when you leave that fuselage,
that's it, man.
That's it. And it's all glory from there until you hit the ground.
Well, one of the songs on my playlist and is Megadeth's "High Speed Dirt" from Symphony of Destruction. Right? It's like, probably not the best song to play because that's what it literally is your parachute doesn't open and you're committing suicide and you're jumping at off something high and.
Well, yeah, but we were just talking about that though. We're the type of guys that, and you know what? Maybe that's one of the biggest things that metal does for us. We're the type of guys to where people deal with fear differently, right?
Yeah.
A good, legitimate way to deal with fear: fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? If you can be comfortable about a topic, maybe you can be comfortable in that situation. And I know I use it that way. I mean, specific examples are hard to just spit out, but I think this is a good one. Like you said, you're jamming songs about a parachute not opening to get pumped up for jump day.
Well, you got to get yourself out of your comfort zone, right? And I think that's important. Now, so there's a bunch of other songs I want to talk about here, but we got an interview literally here in 9 minutes with Jacob Laverty of Gomorrah.
Nice.
So we're gonna have to.
We've got a bunch of interviews we're gonna jump in today, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. But we'll finish off today with our interview with David Marshall from Without Image. You guys enjoy, and we will see you next time.
Was quite insane. It was the summer '68, constant hell for 32 damn days. Foreign bombs in Vietnam, Green Beret Camp 104 in Hong Kong. Tomorrow not promised, so he kept on. He kept moving on. Down didn't make it out. I've been called the planes and the Navy. Give me all you got. We may not be here just the same. Don't care about living when your brothers and your soul is slain. When your soul is slain. 32 days he spent in hell. Brother seen one day, next day fell. Fighting every minute of every day for his life. Not live, not yet, no way. Holding on to hope, searching for light. Charlie, don't get a win this fight tonight. Crazy Ivan won't lose his life tonight. Nobody takes his life. On the wall over 32 days, most would fall. Only most would buy. 32 days he spent in hell. Brother seen one day, next day fell. Fighting every minute of every day for his life. Not live, not yet, no way. Holding on to hope, searching for light. Charlie, don't get a win this fight tonight. Crazy Ivan won't lose his life tonight. Nobody takes his life.
Hey, David, how you doing?
Going on?
David, what's going on?
Hanging
brother?
in there?
No, nothing much. Just another day living in the hood, brother. Just another day in the hood.
Yeah, you are
Yo.
right about that, my man. Give us just a sec. We're getting some of our notes pulled up and things like that.
Cool, because I didn't get any of the damn talking points, so we'll just fuck it. We'll do it live.
That's right.
Oh, it's gonna trust me. The things we're about to roll into. One, I think you're gonna like them, and two, they're gonna be really easy to just roll on. It's all shit
Sweet.
that you've probably thought about and talked about a million times.
Yeah, Mark's gonna edit the shit out of this, so he'll make it all. He'll make us look good, even when we don't.
Well, I got a face for radio. That's why the band's called Without Image, because you know.
Yeah.
Get that mouse moving. We're watching all your keystrokes.
Oh, if they're watching my keystrokes, they're sitting back there either building one hell of an HR file.
Oh, they're watching all of my strokes.
Your vinegar strokes. All your vinegar strokes.
Every single one of them. All right, hey, check it out. Let's get into the because I feel like we're just gonna spitball on like everything. So let's start a spitball with some of these interview questions. So you are one that is always reaching out about playing locally. I've seen the flyer. By the way, $60 on that 3-day. What was it, like a seafood event?
Oh, the freaking down there. No, it wasn't a seafood event. It was the A-Team Anglers. It's
yes,
and funniest damn fishing tournament I've ever been on. But they ended up we were supposed to play it, and then because somebody didn't get back to them, it's like what the hell? And they bring this other dude in, which hey, to each their own. But they're talking. I gotta find a better angle on that.
I was just about. That's perfect right there, David.
I'm gonna sit like that. You know, my wife will looking at me while I'm looking down at myself. There, it's cool.
Yeah,
that's actually my wedding song that I wrote. That's all the lyrics right there. But
nice.
Yeah, hey, yeah. But yeah, back to it. So A-Team Anglers, which is the guys were in a master's program at, I think it was at Rice, and one of the dudes was a 10th group officer, which I won't hold that against him, but he was just there for ass chewings and paperwork, and obviously he didn't retire, so he moved on to better things. But but as something, they developed something for nonprofit for like how to build an event and give all the money to the Green Beret Foundation. So it's the second year they did it, but they reached out. They're like, "Hey, Dave, man, you want to play?" I was like, "You fucking right, I'll play."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, hell yeah. It's like, and my drummer's a fisherman. He's an outdoors guy too, and we're like, fuck yeah, we'll go down and fish, and then we'll play. And that way I can have the bassist and the lead guitarist, the guys that always show up dead last, they can be there early and set the damn gear up so we can actually have fun.
Yep.
Drink, get up there and fucking as a lead singer, I'm the biggest damn roadie we got because I bring all the damn gear, and everybody's like, "Hey, how'd you get here so quick?" I drove.
Yeah. Hey, Dave, is your microphone done being set up? I need help with these drums.
Yeah, I'm like, the drummer comes in, it's how I roll, and I'm like, all right, cool, but so we went down there and we did some fishing, but then they brought in a country band instead of us, and I was just like, well, that's some bullshit. And everybody's like, why? It's like, well, hey, I got to fish.
Wait,
and
y'all didn't end up playing?
No, we didn't end up playing, which kind of pissed me off, and I was almost livid about it, but it ended up turning out that we got called to play the Bandera Bike Rally. And we opened up for the Motley Crue tribute band, The Crew, out of Houston, which,
nice.
hey, their Nikki Sixx was pretty cool. I mean, they were a great damn band, but we showed up there just on a, not on a whim, but during the springtime. Troy Konvicka, which big up in Bandera, he's the one that does the Riding on Faith Rodeo, and he's a retired first group team sergeant. So team sergeants, we stick together. And he's just like, hey, you got to check out my buddy's band. If they suck, you ain't got to pay them. The guy's like, well, if they suck, I ain't never going to bring them back. And we came on out there, and and anybody that's ever seen the gig, I mean, it's like, my guitarist Tony has, I told him finally, hey, start moving around. We're going to start dry humping you on stage. Because, I mean, a shredder of a guitar player, absolute shredder.
But you're nailing it though, David. There's nothing worse than when you get to a show and they're shredding it and they are just.
Well, that's you're doing the Dave Mustaine, right? Or the Dragon Force. They can play. Dave Mustaine in his older days, right? Back in the day, he headbanged so much he had to get a rod stuck in his neck. So now he cast like physically just stands still so he doesn't break in half.
Right.
Oh yeah. And just like Mick Mars did. So I mean, if you I'm gonna move this thing over here. Here we go. But
that's right. Mars had a real bad back, didn't he?
Oh, Mars' back was, God, he was more jacked up than a fucking old sergeant major with 3,000 static line jumps in the 82nd because he had 16 DUIs and 4 divorces. I mean, it's just. But yeah,
he has this weird disease. I had a boss that had this back disease, and I cannot think. The name of it makes you think it's fake. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? But
but he was all hopped up on painkillers. But the thing is, out of all of Motley Crue, if you look back at that, he was the one that really didn't have any fucking issues. We're just I mean, hell, if anybody was a vet, it was him. I mean, the fucking VA just threw a bunch of drugs at him, go, do your job.
Yeah, here's your motion.
And he just sat there
then heroin.
for the rest of his life.
So he finally retired. I mean, good on him.
No, fun fact here really quick. So my first ever concert ever, like real in a theater concert, was Metallica and Godsmack. In 2004 at the Roanoke Civic Center. That's going to show my age, but
yeah, you're super young, man.
Yeah,
mine was Marshall Tucker Band and Charlie Daniels at an ag expo in 1984. And you know what? They actually gave me Skull Bandit samples, and I was like 10. All right,
nice.
and they're still giving me Skull Bandit. It was great.
That's badass.
That's awesome.
They're
Yep.
just traveling around with samples of Skull Bandit.
Yeah, just
mean-
puking. Yeah, that's
Yes.
what I'm doing.
Fun fact: after I married my wife, it became known that my so now my sister-in-law Cheryl, they live up in Dallas, but they are by marriage like 2 times separated from Charlie Daniels. So yeah, I
Nice.
guess Charlie was a cousin. I'm like, well, had I known that when we first married and he's still
No kidding.
alive, maybe I could have been like, hey, bro, mind if we open up for you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
do a few tours. Hey,
Yeah,
when you just got like thrown into that like the last minute. Do you guys have like a standard set, or do you?
No, it's I try and look at I try and bring that whole Green Beret tactic of, hey, learn your audience, figure it out. I mean, because we'll go everything from super heavy with the stuff, whether it's No More or 32 Days in Hell, and then drop it down into something softer. But most of my songs that are softer, I mean, I could almost say we're like a heavy country band because we still tell a story every song. I mean,
Sure.
even a love song is going to freaking piss you off at times if it needs to,
Mhm.
except in my wedding song. And writing about more mature content. But it's when it comes down to it, I just think about what it is. If I'm playing a bike rally, those are my people. I got right below me is the garage, and that's where my fucking hog's at. And
Thing about the whole social media machine, right, is the reason. So it's got a bad rep because of what's on it.
Yeah.
People are fucking stupid and they post the dumbest shit you can imagine on there, and it's food for your dry dumb brain. So people click and they hit like. But
it's absolute idiocracy. It
the
really is.
beauty of it is the capitalism piece.
Yeah.
Because you can also flip that coin and go out there, build your own platform. And yeah, it can be small compared to everybody else, but fuck it. You know what I mean? It's something you're doing for fun. It might make a little money if you do it for long enough, and you're fucking living the dream. You know what I mean? I think that's the best part about music, and actually brings me to my next question for you, David. The local scene here, right? One thing that has just blown my goddamn mind to pieces. I mean, Rhett will tell you, I almost weekly, I'm bringing this up. I moved out here with my wife and my kids because her family are local to San Antonio, right? We moved out last April from Virginia. And I really thought Austin was going to be the spot. Like I'd have to travel to Austin for metal shows and shit like that. Dude, the fucking metal scene here is stupid. It is.
Yeah, you're damn right it is. And people always
can't even compare it to anything else. I mean, I'm in like my own version of heaven. So how do you go about? Do you play inner city local a lot, and how do you like the scene, goods and bads, on the San Antonio music scene?
Well, pros for the San Antonio music scene is it's because it is downtown, and if you have a venue that they can hear you outside.
Oh
if and I call it the European rave concept, because everybody's been to Europe from about 6 p.m. till about midnight. All you hear is, and then it died. Then at midnight it dies down a little bit, and then a lot of girls leave. Then like about 10 minutes later, and people jump back in there, and all that was, hey, if you're under 18, get the fuck out. And so it's like, and dudes be dancing with the girls, hey, and next thing they're like, oh shit, thank God I didn't jump on that grenade. We found that people were just kind of driving by, like we were a backyard on Broadway. Great little venue, especially when it's outside. But it's a weird venue because it's kind of nuanced, kind of woke. Great, an Air Force guy owns the joint, at least runs it.
Right. Yeah.
Another buddy of mine's kind of the booking guy. And what they do is we had a slight little residency, but right up until 9 o'clock, I mean that place is packed. But you got kids running around and everything else. So the very first set we would do was kid friendly. I mean, absolutely. The kids are up front dancing around, and they're like, hey, who's all these big burly ass freaking, like they look really angry, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, these guys are kind of playing the cool rock and roll. Yay. And we get the kids dancing. Why? Because that's the next generation that's going to sit there and follow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, fuck, Rammstein came through San Antonio. Love that show. Still got
Did you go?
Fuck yeah, bro. I had freaking sunburn for like 3 weeks after it, man. Just this side of my face.
We were that's what we were talking about. They had fucking fire cannons on their guitars, dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I mean, such an incredible show. But I mean, I love the lead singer to death, but everybody's like, oh my God, how could they play for 4 to 5 hours? Because this is his low range. This is his high range. I'm like, Yeah, bro, I could sit down there and just read Shakespeare in that same accent. Like,
Yeah, I was out at the outlets in San Marcos about 2 weeks ago. Family had come in. We went out there to do some shopping. So my metal dad ass is just hanging outside the stores eating candy and shit. And somebody came by with a Rammstein shirt on. I was like, "Hey, did you go to the show?" And they were like, "Yep." And I was like, "How the fuck was it?" And the girl, she was like, "Honestly, I love Rammstein, but it was lackluster to me." And I was, yeah. And she talked about the vocalist because she said it was a long show, and it was just too long for them to have played the same type of stuff. But she said she still loves Rammstein. The Fire was really cool. David,
We'll throw 'em out there.
can we download your songs from SoundCloud, or are they stream only?
I think I got them downloaded. Just let me know, and if not, then I'll I'll just send it over your way.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
All right, well, awesome. Guys, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna get rolling out of here. David, I can't thank you enough, man. This has been a great time. Always a pleasure talking to another brother. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Good. Take care.
Yep.
Thanks.
We'll see you. Thanks for having me on. Bye.
All right, Dave. Bye.
Dream I know, perched up high upon my throne, and I know I won't fail. With the scepter in